welcome to this exciting video where you once again join us in the wild landscape of Scotland. And today I'm continuing this adventure on from the last episode where we explored this wild landscape and ancient aqueduct. And in today's video we're once again joined by the channel DJ for this adventure, so it's proper cool. We're away to just go straight up this hill in the Lintrathen direction. This is lands which we've never explored before, and it's cool to see if there's any more history on the line of this old water pipe, which was the main water supply for from Lintrathen to like Dundee back in the day. Interesting bit of local history. But that was basically where we ended off the last video, at that madness down there. This is some crazy steep hill we're about to go up now though, folks. So with these spontaneous adventures, we never know what we're about to see or even the exact route we're about to go. We're just kind of following a line from the last video when we came in past that aqueduct. And now going up this hill, look, there's this wee kind of tin shed. So I'm just wondering if that's related to the waterworks of the area from the early days. Here, it looks like there's no door on this shed, so we'll get a real idea of what we're witnessing here. There might be some cool old history in here. No way, check this out, folks. Holy smokes! Wow! Holy Madonna! Look at this here! This is a deep hole under this floor. Wow! This must be the mechanisms which link up with those old pipes that we saw. Look at that! The big water supply from the right. And then look at this massive valve here with a pipe going to the left. And then look at that massive mechanism. That'll be the original old Victorian water pipe flowing away down. And that'll be the water pipe that we actually saw when we were looking in the centre of the bridge. And just check out this mechanism, folks. Look at this, there's like a plunger there coming out with like a lever. What a crazy shed this is. I didn't really want to fall through the floor because it looks so deep. But I'm interested to see what else is in there. Oh look, there's more pipes. Holy smokes. Check that out, folks, it's a dual pipe system. I do have the torch. Oh, there's old drink bottles and stuff. See, it's not that deep. Now I'm seeing it. It's like 7 or 8 foot deep. It's all these mechanisms of the pipes and stuff I'm just blown away by. Similar to what we saw at the Arbroath Waterworks a while ago in the videos last year. I'll let the channel DJ have a look in. See if you get your torch. Here, look right under the floorboards. Wow, what a mad little shed that is. And that's pretty much probably obsolete now for the modern waterworks, and that's how it'll just be like this. Can't I believe that? I thought it might just be like a shed with some gauges in it or something like that. And it ends up being this total distance here. It's like they've dug out that deep hole for their pipe work. But that also shows the angle the pipe comes down the land here. It must slope straight down to the aqueduct. And that's how they get the water pressure, like. Mad scenes, folks. Hey, that is so cool. That I'm so glad I looked in there, folks. And it's just mad. We keep documenting more history we've never seen, and every week we just keep finding crazy stuff like that. When I looked in there, I couldn't believe it. Mad. Just the decay as well, the character of that. Think how long ago that bolt was put on the door. Early 1900s or whatever. That shed would have been the latest bit of kit there. Somebody would have probably come down here and maintained that or operated it potentially. But I think sometimes stuff like that can be like a regulator, or it stops water knock occurring throughout a water system if the water's getting used and not used frequently. But like I say, I'm not up with the technology of the water supply. I just know little bits about what I see, and stuff like that is so interesting. We're just going to keep heading up this hill and just see where we end up, folks. It's cool to find wee nuggets and stuff like that. So it looks like this bit of land literally borders the bit where the Lintrathen Waterworks is. So I'm thinking if we just head straight up through there, it should take us to the main road. Another thing, I can see the guy paragliding. There's somebody paragliding from the top of that hill up there and he's just fleeing about. He's been up there for ages. Wow, look at this view. Incredible scenes, folks. And once again we're exploring paths that we've never been before. And I've never even seen this Lintrathen waterworks before. What a mad place. The buildings actually look massive. Listen to the roar from this, folks. There must be a serious flow of water right here. Wow, can you hear that? That's mad, right? Because you can hear the water flowing, but yeah, there's none coming out here. But there must be times that the water does come out of here, because I can see the remains from it. This must be some mad, like, overflow pipe. Look at the way of the red bricks. Oh, there's a sign been there at one time, caution. Probably because the water can just start coming flying out of there at any moment. Look at this, folks. This is like a mad grassy landscape of like water tanks under the surface. These buildings though have got a crazy vibe. Yeah, these must all just be water tanks and pipes and stuff underfoot. Because there's just nothing but lids. I think we could just pretty much head straight up this way, yeah. This must be their maintenance area here. Yeah, here's the road, look. We can just head straight up this road out here, folks. Wow, hear the roar. That's water flowing under there. Hear the roar from that water flowing, folks. That's scary when you hear that, man. The force of that water coming from miles up in the glens and then processed here. Probably things like chlorine and stuff added to it and then pumped off for consumption throughout the Angus area in Dundee. I'm not sure why they have such big like girders and that. Oh, look at the pipe coming out of that building. Massive big pipe, like the one we saw. Yeah, it's like the pipe that we saw going over the viaduct. It's cool to link this up with the last video when we saw that viaduct and the water pipe. This gives you an idea of like where the water comes from before it flows away across the country. This is a crazy scene in here, folks, because there's cameras all around. I don't know what's in all these buildings, but yeah, there's cameras all around. I don't know, that route we came, we were pretty much just coming off the hill, like, so I'm not sure. But what a place. It was cool just to walk up this way and see what was in here. But aye, this is going to take us out to the main road. We'll be able to look at that ancient castle gate and stuff that's down here. All these different systems that they have, that must be to do with like adding the chemicals and stuff to the water, because originally it's just straight out of the loch on the hill. So it's mad to think about how pure the water is at the other end of that system. But here you can hear roaring water once again. Yeah, what a mad scene. Like, that's like a water tank under the ground there. Similar probably to what we saw at the Arbroath waterworks, but a lot of these ones are under the ground and they're absolutely colossal. This is probably one of the biggest waterworks around here in Scotland for sure. Wow, that's what I say though, on these adventures we're always just spontaneous. We've basically just come up that hill in a straight line and we ended up walking through here, but again, I probably wouldn't advise walking through there, judging by like the cameras and stuff like that. Check this out, folks, this is absolutely incredible. The original Lintrathen Loch. I've never been to this particular corner of it and I just thought I would nip out here and document it. Wow, look how still and calm the water is today. I can actually see the massive pipe leading across the water there, and that'll be where the backwater dam water comes down to the Lintrathen water, like sorting area, whatever they would call it, the waterworks. I can see like a crazy veranda there along the side as well. That must be some like, don't know if it's somebody's house or what. Wow, this was the original water supply in this area, and you can see in front of me different sluice gate mechanisms. Look, a measuring stick there. Oh, I can hear a noise from this. I'm laying the camera on it because it's actually vibrating. So that shows the water supply that's going. They're taking water out of Lintrathen as we speak via this sluice. I can tell from the vibration of the sluice. I was just seeing what ones was open here by laying my hand on them, and you can actually tell. Wow, there's the bit of mesh into the water. It's deep and dark leading down there. The water's pure smooth. And just think, if you were out fishing, your end of your fishing rod might go in with the fish away down the pipe. Or if you were swimming, you could swim past there and get sucked away down the pipe. Crazy, folks. Yeah, this is a mad sluice right here. The noise it's making. And look, it's got all these maker's marks. Look, that plane's been flying about all day. Crazy scenes, folks. Oh, look at the shape of that. I love seeing that. The way this bridge is. It's got the character from the time it was built. And this dam was an incredible construction of its era. I think it was the late 1800s actually this one was put in. And then later it was in the 1900s. Obviously in 1969 they built backwater dam. But there you go, an essence of the water supply of Scotland right here. And I love seeing stuff like that I've never seen before on the channel. It's so special. And the character of this land with the shrubs and the bushes, looking out towards that there. Incredible. Anyway, let's head on with this adventure. Looks like there's little paths lead right around the edge. Look at this, folks. We're just at the roadside here, random as anything, near Lintrathen still. And look at this. An old stone. Andrew Ward. Or something like that. It's hard to see what it even says. Or is it Duke? Oh, is it Duard's Dyke? Yeah, 1881. DA and BA, and then there's like a crown on it there. So it's interesting whatever that is. Crazy history, folks, though. We haven't even, we've driven this road so many times and had no idea this was even here. And then boom, a bit of history. At least I've been able to record it, even though it's hard to read. It says something Dyke. Druard's Dyke, I'm sure it says. And maybe that was something that used to run across here before the dam was put in for Lintrathen Loch. It's interesting that though, 1881. See, there's a big house in there, or a castle, I don't know, and maybe that's related to that. I've never heard of the Druard's Dyke though before. Interesting. And another interesting thing, folks, there's a crazy, it's like, well, there's a house here, but the gate to the house is worth seeing, because it's proper all like sandstone pillars and stuff like that, with the big cast iron gates. That Druard's Dyke thing must be related to this house though. Like 1873 to 1912. These must be special gates that they had put on for the centenary year. Oh, look at this. Wow, it's almost eerie seeing those gates with the old writing. Think how long these gates have stood, and then there's a coat of arms up there. It looks like two seahorses that's on the coat of arms. Yeah, there's little trees and stuff growing out of there which will totally damage it eventually. Check this out here, folks. This must be the disabled anglers access for the people going fishing, because all the other access is a bit further up the road. Look at the metal work there on these gates. Even the hinges is not plain. And then the stonework, the way it's constructed. That's how I thought it's worth walking past here and just documenting this on our way along. More history of Scotland recorded here on the video, and it's mad because I can see the walls proper cracked, nearly falling over, and that's why it's worth recording things often. Again, it could just fall down next storm if a tree lands the wrong way on it, and then the history's gone forever. Check it out, folks. This is Peel Farm, coffee shop, farm shop, courtyard, gift barn, nature trail and deer park, and holiday accommodation. But the thing I'm interested in seeing as we walk past here is this old vintage Nuffield 460 tractor. Look at it sitting here. It's so cool. It's a relic to farming history, roughly probably about 1959, 1960 this thing. The old British Motor Company 4-cylinder diesel. I used to always want a Nuffield when I was young. I used to love these tractors. I love the colour with the orange and the black grills. Super cool, folks. And then look, it's an old horse-drawn plough. And a lot of these fields we see were ploughed with ploughs like this at one time, pulled for the horse, the boy walking up and down all day with that. And then at later times they would often pull it with a tractor until they got bigger, proper tractor ploughs. But yeah, I just thought it was cool to come and see this. It's actually got decent tyres for just being an old banger sitting here. It's like what we see at the Kerry show and stuff, folks. Show season will be around soon enough. Yeah, some oil patch for it. I just thought when we were walking past though, it's interesting. A little nugget to the video. And if anybody's passing here, they should definitely come in for a wee cup of coffee or whatever at Peel Farm. You probably get a scone. Check this out, folks. At the roadside here at Peel Farm, these geese are all in here. Are they swans or geese? They're geese, white geese. And look, white ducks. They're just totally loving this right here. Actually, you have to be careful if you're driving past this road here at Peel Farm, because the ducks and geese are sometimes out running about on the main road. Again, you do have to be careful. Like, look, they're so tame. See the way they swim with their back feet? Well, their only feet. Look at them, they're going around foraging for their dinner. I do apologise for any wind at this point in the video, folks. It's an incredible scene out here. Oh, they've got a little overflow there for it. See, originally this pond is actually part of the farm history here. The water from this pond would have been used to power a water wheel, like we saw a couple of videos ago when we were at the abandoned farm on the hill. And it's interesting, people often wouldn't realise those small details of the history like that. Like the reason the pond was originally there for the operation of the farm mill. Look at this too, folks, the daffodils are actually coming through the ground now. That shows the springtime environment, which is almost in the air. And then check out this boat. I can't think the boy would have been sailing about on that pond. This must be an old bit of the farm yard. Hey, look at the cows. One of them's proper inquisitive. That's the glamping pods down there. You can actually hire glamping pods now from Peel Farm. They're doing a lot. Check out, folks, this is the cow. He's really inquisitive compared to all the other cows here. Check out, folks, these cows are knee deep in the mud at this time of year, unfortunately. This field doesn't actually look as bad as some of the other ones. I was just thinking that cow might have come over when I came down here because it was quite inquisitive. But it looks like it's happy enough just puddling about. Yeah, what a mad adventure this has been. We've seen such a variation of little nuggets here in the Lintrathen area. It was just a random route that we came, linking up from the last episode into this one. It's just been a crazy adventure. And it just shows you where you can go in Scotland for like an afternoon's walk. You can see such a variation of things and different landscapes. Look at this, folks, we're just making our way, we're just about back at the car, we're making our way down this main road, and look at this gate. At one time this house must have been nicely kept, and just check it out now. Up on this hill behind us, in that gathering of bushes, folks, there's actually an abandoned house. I have been there on videos previously, but the last time the farmer actually came when I was there, so we can't really be going back to that one in the future, but it is a cool little nugget of history up there on the hill. It's that big bit of metal. Yeah, check this out, folks. It's like the most blind entrance into a, like if you were coming out in a vehicle, it'd be difficult to even see if anything was coming on this sharp corner. Yeah, the eerie vibe of this. Once again, the old iron gate. Probably they would have drawn up there on their horse and cart, their old truck, and then they would have had to get out and open the gate each time they came home. Sometimes they had fences in places like that, and in the war the fences were taken away for making like bombs, bullets and planes and trains or whatever they had, whatever they needed. Yeah, and we're just about back at the car, folks. That's been a mad circuit. This last couple of videos we've just documented some history as we've walked around. Today it's been whatever's down the side of the road. Some of those interesting even gates into those old houses. Where we started off, seeing the old waterworks and stuff like that down the hill, and that tin shed and stuff. It's just mad to see little nuggets like that and document it. Look at this, folks. There's actually a wee gate here and a path leading off, so maybe one day in the future we'll have to come and explore that. We've now made it as far as the bridge, which is at the roadside at the Lintrathen car park. Yeah, there's somebody sitting in there. Shout out that photographer sitting down there, folks. Yeah, is that not some old mill over there potentially, or it's maybe just that person's shed, eh? But it looks like it's had more to it at one time. Yeah, you can see the madness down there. It's super touristy and super busy though, the Lintrathen waterfall. The river's actually quite low just now. I've seen some ferocious storms on this like river section. So cool, folks. Look at the way the ivy's grown over the side of this dike. I'm going to try and not get run over on a section like this. Right, folks, that's us just about back at the car. So I'm going to end this one here. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye for me, goodbye for the channel DJ, and I'll be back with the next one very soon.